Oh man, oh man, oh man. It was bound to happen. This video, I've been hyping it up for a while now, and now it's finally time. So, what is up, guys? Time 21 here. We got a UnOrdinary topic today, and it's going to be fairly interesting for those that own a Switch system or know the series. So, today's video is going to be UnOrdinary 3 Houses. Let's cue the intro. So, as you all know, Fire Emblem Three Houses came out a little bit ago, more like recently. I love the game and the Fire Emblem series, and I thought, hey, with the events that are happening in the series right now, it's basically Three Houses just without the time skips. So, this video is my little take on what the Three Houses would be in UnOrdinary and why they are like that. So, there are 3 houses in Fire Emblem 3 Houses. Oh my god, why did I say that? Of course there are 3 houses. They call Fire Emblem 3 Houses for a reason. But basically they consist of the Black Eagles, the Blue Lions, and the Golden Deer. Now, for those who played it or seen it on YouTube, you all know the routes are as follow along with their leaders. The Black Eagles, which is basically the Conquest route, the Blue Lions, which is the Path of Revenge and basically the Broken Character route, and the Golden Deer route is basically the Equality route. So, lawfully evil, chaotic evil, and true neutral. So, I got a question for you all. What does this remind you of exactly? I'll give you like a good 5 seconds. Arlo, John, and Remy. Y'all cannot tell me y'all don't see this right now. The 3 have basically opposing views in the series. So, basically, what does this mean exactly? Let's divide them up real quick. So, we're going for the Black Eagles route about this time. Well, we just say the House of Arlo right now. But this I can't speak. This house is mostly for people that basically just follow the hierarchy and want to maintain order. Like we've seen how Arlo does things in the series, and you will see where he'll go to make sure everything's in order. Like he literally pushed John into hierarchy to bring quote unquote order, because John is clearly a god tier. Like his ability level is like a 7 from what we've seen last. But we know previously he did beat those that were out of line. Basically when Ray left, those who stepped out of line, he took them out and beat them. Which is basically what he did to John. So basically he continued the hierarchy that was already there, even though it went against what Ray actually had in mind and what he intended. Now the question is, how does this relate to the Black Eagles exactly? Well, let's just say Arlo reminds me of a certain person from the game. Edelgard, anybody? I mean, both of them are dignified, and they don't like the idea of surrendering, exactly. They both don't like losing control, and they both like people with talent. So you guys kind of see the similarities there, right? And honestly, this is why I consider him to be similar to Elgar, the Black Eagles. Now, there are certain characters that I would like to put in part of this house. There won't be exactly 7 other characters, but this is all I have for now. So let's start with one of the big ones, Elaine. We know Elaine will follow Arlo to the ends of the earth and follow this man's hierarchy. she will go so far just to appease Arlo, just because he is king. So you already know she probably will be basically the Hubert of the route. You can't really change her mind. Exactly. Then we got two characters that John beat, Melly and Fentis. And we already know why. They're part of the Arlo Squadron. And we seen that when they dragged them out and ambushed them, got their asses whipped. And when they were actually looking for Seraphina. Then the next biggest one is Holden. Actually, I might switch a lane with Holden. Just because, like, Holden is just basically like Hubert. He will basically follow Arlo's to the end of the earth. And we already know what happened. Because he told him to go get Seraphina. And that's what Holden exactly did. So we can see, like, Holden being like Hubert of the story. I would have other characters, but we haven't really gotten introduced to much of the other characters yet. But we are moving on now. Now we are at the House of the Blue Lions. The House of John. The Blue Lions to the Black Eagles. Now this one I had a little bit of a field day on. And you'll see why. So basically the House of John is a path of the broken and the revenge. And we've seen how John has been in his early life, the past, and currently after the season finale. And basically this house is for like the lower tiers to get back at the higher ups. Exactly. Mostly John trying to get back at Arlo. You see why their rivalry is so big, like Dimitri and Elgar's. But this also makes sense, right? John has, like, you know, seen two sides of him. We've seen two sides of himself. Like, I like to call it the pre-true colors and the post-true colors John. So you already know how that goes. But with this section is really something else. So my question is, who does John remind you of exactly? Shows a positive attitude, but in reality he has a deep, dark grudge. Guys, I got a hint for you. It's Dimitri. Post time skip, we all know, is always the revenge route. Like, we've seen Dimitri lose his eye. He wants Elgar's head, and we all know this. And now, who does this really relate to? This really relates to John, because we all know he wants to get back at Arlo for all the shit he caused him. Now, both of these characters, Dimitri and John, have dark sides that are only showed when they're pushed out. And this is exactly what happened here. And I ain't gonna say no spoiler, but Dimitri versus the Flamethrower is all I gotta say. But enough with that. Let's just go into who would be in the House of John. And I think we all pretty much know how this will go. It's pretty much the only people that really influenced him and talked to him. So basically we got William with John's dad, and we all seen that coming. Like, you know, he's gonna be there day one. Then we have Claire. And with Claire, this goes back to, like, you know, New Boss Team. And how she helped John mostly through there until she went and, spoiler alert, backstabbed him. Then we got Seraphina. And this one was a little bit of a stretch for me, just because with the recent chapters. Like, we know Seraphina been there for John since, like, ever since he stood up for her. And ever since they had that class project. And with that project, they became like the best friends of the whole series. Like, it's hard to see one without the other up until like her whole suspension arc. Then we see what happened recently, how she was literally broken when she found out what John's ability actually was, or how he's been lying to her this whole time. And we all know how that went down. And last but not least is Cecile. Now, this one can go either way. But she's been mostly in this house because she just doesn't like Arlo. Like, let's be honest. She wanted Arlo posted. Arlo came in like, no, fuck that shit. And that's how it ended. He literally knocked her off the news thingy and gave the eyes. So, boom. We got the House of John. Then last but not least, we got the one team that everyone seems to, okay, this is just a House of Remy, which is basically the Golden Deer equivalent of UnOrdinary. Okay, be honest, and I'm gonna put a poll in the video. Which route did y'all choose first? Don't put UnOrdinary factors into it. Which routes do you choose first? The Black Eagles, the Blue Lions, or the Golden Deer? Let's be honest here. This is the route we all picked. We picked the Golden Deer. We all know at this point it's kind of like a neutral route. Like, seeing this as being neutral, Arlo focuses on maintaining order, and John wants to destroy that hierarchy and order. So, who's in basically that middle ground? Like, this one character specifically wants to maintain hierarchy, but have it the way her brother had it. So basically it's still there, but it's equal for everybody. Okay, it's Remy. Like, everybody wants to be in this route just for the equality. Now, Remy and Claude, there's not really much similarities, except they want the future to be better for everybody. And like everybody to be equal. Like, that's pretty much the biggest thing. I think probably naivety and stubbornness probably be a factor too, but I can't make that judgment just yet for Claude. But we know what this house would be. We know exactly what characters would be in here, dead or alive. We already know Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Let me stop. So we already know Blake and Iceman will be a part of this house. Now the question is, will they actually stay in the house if we were to quote unquote recruit them and have them study under the professor's wing? And the answer probably would be yes, they probably will be recruitable. Now the only one that probably won't be recruitable is his next character, and that's Ray. And I think the brother-sister factor has a large handle with it, but it because the ideals of both of them like match up so equally that it would be criminal for Ray to just leave his sister back there like that. So we already know it probably will be like the probably like the Hilda. I think Hilda's unrecruitable on the Golden Deer route. But last but not least, we also have green hair bun girl. We got the one that pushed everything downstairs, the one who got the article out, the one who basically fucked up everything for John and Serafina under the orders of Cecile. And this chick, only reason why because of the interaction. It's just because of that one interaction with Remy, Eisen, and Blake. That's the only reason I could really give, because anybody else really wouldn't really, make an impact. So she needs like the next best option. And also there's an extra route, and I'm not really gonna say much about that, but I probably would include like Evie, like some of the other lower mid tiers for that route, just because. But this pretty much gonna end this whole video. When I thought this out, I didn't think it was gonna be as long as it is now, but this is me we're talking about. You know how much I like to ramble a little bit. But the question here is the main question. What house do you choose? Choose wisely.